Hello everyone, my name is Woltybird, and welcome to Create Ultimate Selection 2. Yep, that's right. You guys remember that pack that I played a while back where everything was in Create? Well, we're back in it, but it's the second one. And I am so early to this pack, there is not even a quest book. It's in version 0.60, and while the last pack is closing up on 1 million downloads, this one just hit 300. Yeah, I'm downloading this at 300. So safe to say I'm pretty early in. But early or not, every single Minecraft playthrough starts the same. Finding a place to live, and that right there looks like a pretty good spot. Mainly because I won't have to build anything myself. Guys, can you believe it? I'm not even half a day in, and I've already built this big, beautiful mansion. I am so talented. And it seems like we already have people living here. This is a very, very strange cat. You are see-through? I'm gonna take you if I can. Hello? Can I take you? Thank you. What the heck is that? Oh, and also this is Jerry and his son Claude. They live here. Yeah. Either way, the next thing we need to do is we need to go mining. And it's in the middle of the day, but I'm still seeing a skeleton down here in the ground, so I'm gonna go investigate that. Now, worth the note, it's so early, we don't actually have any sort of vein mining, which is gonna be a bit annoying for me, because I'm used to having that, but it's fine. And I'm seeing deep slate, we're like 5 blocks down. Is that gonna be a spawner? I have a feeling that's gonna be a skeleton spawner. And by the looks of it, we have mystical agriculture in this pack, which we did in fact not have in the old one. Meaning that we are going to be able to automate resources here. Potentially, because I don't know what seeds we have, but hopefully we have all of them. And yes, we do. Every single thing we're ever gonna need does have a seed. But limited as the pack may be in the beginning here, I have a feeling we're going to be able to make progress really, really quickly, because I have a plan of what I'm going to do first. Also, what is Galena? The factory must grow. It is a building block. Alright. Well, that is definitely underwhelming. And that is a creeper right there. Hello. Hi there. Good day to you. Hello. Okay, problem solved. We have torches. Let's go down here. What I want to find is iron. That is going to be the first step towards automating a couple of resources here in the beginning. I'm also going to try not looking straight at that enderman, as he will tenderize me at the moment. You see, this early in, he is a hammer and I am a piece of tasty chicken. And I would rather not get eaten. At least right now, it's not that time of day. It's actually night. But luckily, I can steal Jerry's bed. Oh, that right there is a special creeper. He's very dangerous. I'm gonna let him explode. There we go. That's very loud. Thank you. And also, I found the iron. Please be 3 pieces. Well, that was awkward. And it was a grand total of 2. 2 pieces. Oh, and praise the creator, which is the wizard in this case. We are going to have immersive engineering in this pack. You know what? I liked the other pack. I wasn't that big of a fan of it. But now that we have immersive engineering and mystical agriculture in here, I have a feeling that the wizard is onto something good. Alright, that's more like it. And this means that we are going to be able to do this, which is to smelt some iron and some stone, make a bucket, get a bit of lava, so we can go ahead and make an iron farm. And for those who haven't played with easy villagers before, I mean an actual iron farm, like in one block. This is a full iron farm right here. And to make it work, we just need to first do this one little thing. Get some oak drawers. Well, we don't strictly need the oak drawers yet. We are going to need them, however. And then we decide Claude or Jerry. Well, Claude is trying to run away, so that's the one that's going in the cage. Have fun with slavery, Claude. You did nothing to deserve it. You just became an adult. And this is what it's like. You grew up, and now you have to take the consequences of existing. Yeah. Bye, Jerry. How did you get in here? How did you get in here? This is my home. I know I've broken the walls, but how did you get up here? Alright. Well, is Jerry alive? Jerry? Where did you go? Oh, he ran away. Alright, well, come here. I'm putting you in my pocket so you can't do that again. You're in the grass. Thank you, Jerry. Now, this is going to give us a very slow, but respectable amount of iron automatically, so I actually don't have to go mining for iron for a while. So instead, I'm gonna go mining for things like andesite, so we can actually start using create. It's not specifically that I need to use create right now, but it would be nice, as having the millstone would let me get some dyes that I wouldn't otherwise be able to get very easily. And also string. It would get me string, which would be good. But I kind of just want the dice right now so I can start building my own base. Because living in this house is quite nice, but it's also very, very small. And I'm sharing it with 2 other adults, and that's not gonna cut it. Luckily, andesite is quite easy to come by, so that's not gonna be an issue. We then take some iron from our trusty iron farm, take those into nugget form, and we get our first pieces of andesite alloy. I would assume that most people watching this are reasonably familiar with the mod of create as it is, but for those who aren't, tough luck. No, but actually, so andesite alloy is pretty much the single cornerstone item of the entire mod. You can use it for things like this, which is andesite casing. Basically, you put the andesite alloy on a stripped log and you get a casing that you use to make contraptions. It can also be used for things like shafts, which is how you connect your energy sources, like a water wheel, to your contraptions. You use it to make cogwheels, which are very, very important. And just all around things. My advice, always have andesite alloys. For most people in most playthroughs, the first thing you're going to make is the hand crank, which is a way to create kinetic energy, which is the energy form in Create. If you played modern Minecraft, you probably know about things like FE or EU, which are different types of energy. In this case, we use stress units, or SU. I'm just going to do a little trick here and make a hand crank a wheel, which makes it easier to connect to the thing, so now I can just right click and this will start spinning. But you can also do something a little like this and get a water wheel. The end result of using a water wheel is pretty much the exact same as using a hand crank, but you don't actually have to crank it yourself, which is better for your hunger. I have a feeling I'm going to be explaining a lot of create-esque things throughout this playthrough, and if you guys want me to do that, I might do it, I might not do it, it depends on what you say in the comments. I will give a step-by-step guide of everything I do, or like explanation for the create things. Not that I'm in any way like a create prodigy, but I do have a little bit above average knowledge about the mod. Anyways, with the millstone set up, we can now start thinking about a house. Okay, so the food isn't necessarily coming in at the pace that I want, but at least I have a house. Is it ugly? Yes. Is it finished? No. But down here we have a floor that I want to use for power generation. And the way I'm planning for this to look is something a little like this. We're gonna have cobblestone running here. And between these, there's going to be water running to the right. And then on that water, there's going to be water wheels. And this is, of course, going to be coming from each direction, just to make sure that we have a lot of power. Is it going to be overkill, considering we still only have one singular millstone? Yes. Yes, it is. Do I want it anyway? Yes. Yes, I do. Of course I do. And I guess that means I'm going to be stuck down here for quite some time, because I will need a lot of andesite. And I'm also going to need a lot of wood. And oh my god, is that Rigby from Mordecai and the Rigby's? Hello, Mordecai and the Rigby. Wait, where's Mordecai? Can I take you? Hold up. Oh, you're mine. I'm taking you home. Doesn't he look just like me? He has those absolutely thoughtless eyes. Either way, little feller, you're going in the hole. Come back here. You're going in the hole. I can't run after you. I'm very slow. I'm very hungry. You go in there, and I'll come back for you after you've stopped making those horrible noises. Okay, so I've gathered the things that I need, and it's time to start building the thing after the next day. I still don't have food, and we're on day 7, and I haven't been able to walk for 2 days, or run, I guess. I haven't been able to run for 2 straight days. This is going great. Okay, but this is basically how I imagine this looking. I'm going to put water wheels starting from here. I think that can still spin even though the torches are there. And just pull them all the way here. Not the middle part. We're going to have a 3x3 space that is empty for the sake of having things like gearboxes. Because these are not going to be able to connect to each other if we don't do a little jiggering for the shafts. I like big shafted. Massive shaft power is something I very much enjoy. And the more wheels we can connect to a shaft, the better. Because we will have so much shaftage going on here, it's going to be wild. Now again, this is just a starter base. I have a plan for the main base later on where we're going to get to building that. Which won't be today, but hopefully a couple of episodes in. For now though, most of those water wheels are just going to be for looks. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to put a cogwheel right there. And I'm going to put another cogwheel somehow... somewhere right here. I know there's a way to turn these around. I should be able to do something like this, right? Like if I hit this correctly. these can't connect. Or maybe I need a big one to do that. Oh yeah, and there we go. 2 big ones make one going the right way. And now we can just shaft edge all the way up and we will have our millstone again. So, finding the center spot right here. We're going to jump down. We're going to do the shaft edge. And we will have power upstairs. Hopefully. Yeah, just like that. And we can do something a little like the thing we did downstairs if we want to turn this power around. Because right now, having it go just up isn't really effective. But if we put a cogwheel right there, a cogwheel right there, cogwheel right there, we now have power going both ways. And if we want that power to go somewhere else, we can simply take a shaft, we can make a cogwheel, put a small cogwheel on the big cogwheel, and make it go down. There we go. And I'm going to put the millstone in the front here if I can manage to connect this up somehow. I'm going to be able to do that soon. Hold up. It's going to be a little janky, but that's fine. I like when it's jank. Here we have our millstone. That's beautiful. That is so good looking. This perfectly sums up my head. This is absolutely incredible. This is what we're going to be able to do easier with gearboxes in just a moment. So to make a gearbox, basically what you do is you go ahead and strip these logs, you take your andesite alloy, make a couple of casings, and then in the crafting table, you surround the casing with small cogwheels, which will give you a gearbox, and these can easily be turned into the vertical gearboxes by just putting them in a crafting slot. Which means we can already tear down this monstrosity because it is giving me a headache, and the millstone wasn't really that usable. So if we put that vertical gearbox on top of here, actually not that way, we're going to put it in this way. There we go. We have shaft power going out both ways. It's just that easy. And if we want to connect the millstone, of course we can't connect the millstone like this. We've tried that already. But if I put a gearbox, something like that, actually not like that. Oh no, stupid. If I take a cogwheel and I do this, kind of. This is such an intuitive mechanism. I love it. Because that's going to connect like that. Yeah. Yeah. But if I do this, maybe. There we go. We can now use the millstone and it's actually usable. Nice. And again, using a bit of gearbox magic, we now have both lines of water wheel connected like this. And it's looking pretty damn good. So, next up is going to be making an encased fan. This one right here. Because with this and a little bit of lava and a little bit of gumption, which is a word that I actually don't know what it means, but I like gumption, we're going to be able to automate the smelting of our resources. And I was about to panic because we are going to need one piece of string to be able to make the engineer's hammer that we need for things. I can't use that cobblestone, that's unfortunate. Can I use normal andesite for it? Nope. But to make the fan, you need to make a propeller, and to make the propeller, you need to use plates, and those plates you can make using the engineer's hammer, or using a metal press from Create, but that's gonna be a lot more annoying. You can also make one of these really expensive hammers from Create diesel generators, but that's not really my style. So we make one of these, we take 2 pieces of iron, slam those together, we get iron plates. I actually need 4 iron plates, and I have very little inventory space, and I actually only own 1 single chest. This right here is my storage. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But now, it's doubly pathetic, because it's a double chest, and it still sucks. Anyways, here's a propeller. Then we need to make 1 andesite casing more, which I should be able to do. We have a lot of alloy. And that is our encased fan. Look at that. And oh good god, I have finally made enough wheat to make another piece of bread. Encased fans, a single piece of bread. I mean, we are living the high life now. So just to make this a bit more space efficient, I'm going to remove that and put that fan right there. Right there. Could you? Thank you. Are you... Are you going to blow in or out? God damn it. There we go. And it's sucking. Alright, that's not good. Everything just complicates another thing, but it's good. We are going to learn more about Create this way. So the next thing that we need to get is a singular piece of redstone, which I do not have. Well, I did find my redstone, and I found something else. Ka-ching! Unfortunately, only 1 piece. That's fine. But anyways, right here is our gear shift. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this fan, we're going to move it along, place a gear shift, put the fan down, and as you can see, the fan is in fact still pulling. But if we put a lever up here, we pull that lever, the fan is now pushing. And yes, I am aware that the fan is pushing very, very slowly. And yes, I am aware that I can make it go faster. Am I gonna do it? No, that's for a later time. Either way, the next thing we need is a piece of lava. So the setup is going to look a little bit like this. Of course not with the full block here, but you get the idea. So the fan is going to blow through the lava, which will give us fire, and that fire will cook anything that goes in front. But I feel like just having lava spewing out and items on the ground is going to be a bit messy. So instead what we're going to do is we are going to put a depot here. This will still cook any item that goes on top, but instead of it just spewing out, it will stay right there. So we can put that there, wait a minute, and you see that it's cooking right now. Now, the next thing after that is we need to figure out a way to pull items off of this thing and put items on top of this thing. Now, one of those is super easy. One of them is also pretty easy. So the first way we're going to do it is just andesite funnels from a chest, plop, 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 and it's going to work. Off is another thing, because I feel like we might have to sort the items to get them off the depot, because if the items aren't cooked, they might still get pulled if we use an andesite funnel. So there's a chance that we are going to have to make this brass funnel that can sort, which isn't that difficult. We can make an alloy furnace, and we should be able to do these things if we go to the nether and get some quartz, that is. But we're going to start with the andesite funnels, and for that we are going to need kelp, and for kelp we're going to have to go exploring. So we're going to wait for nightfall, and then we're just going to get going. I don't actually know this early on in the mod how much I can only sleep at night. So I actually don't know how much exploration stuff is added in the mod pack so far. Again, it is very early days. But even though it's early days, so far I'm enjoying the experience, and my one gripe, of course, is that we don't have a quest book. Which I can't really blame TheWizard for, because, you know, it's in beta, and quest book it's so painful to make. And it's not even that the normal quest book, I think it's FTB Quest, that's the standard mod. That the standard quest mod is that complicated to make a quest book, it just takes a lot of time. And even if we don't find kelp, at the very least, I'm gonna have some food, which is nice. I can actually sprint, this is wild. And I just got a really interesting drop, which is an easy mob farm cow capture card. Now, we have the easy iron farm in our base. So if we search for easy, there is in fact a mod called easy mob farm. And what I'm guessing here, since this is a common card, is that we are going to use the mob farm template 1. Or tier 0 actually. And I'm assuming that these are just automatic mob farms for whatever thing you need basically. Ideal for things like... yeah, farm design for plains animals, perfect for livestock mobs. So if I make one of these, 300 seconds per drop. 300 seconds. It's still 230 seconds on the highest tier, which is wild. But I also think there are upgrade cards. Yeah, so as we can see here, there are additional mob cards. I'm guessing that means that we could have multiple cows to get more drops at the same time. We also have speed enchantment, so speed up by 6 ticks. At which items are collected. That's like half a second, not even. That's kind of awful. But as a mod idea, it is very interesting, and I'm gonna have fun exploring that at some point. For now, though, I will just keep the cow card. Cows aside, I have found some kelp, so I'm gonna head back home. And there are sharks. There are sharks in the water, and I'm dead. I'm so dead, there's no way. Actually, maybe he isn't really swimming after me. But that was terrifying. I guess I'm leaving the rest of the kelp in there. There is nothing in this world. There is not a single dangerous creature that I've come across other than like a creeper in a cave. But of course there are sharks. Why wouldn't there be sharks? And I have half an HP. Somehow I lived. And for the first time in a very long time, I'm actually regenerating right now, which is kind of nutty. But if there were going to be sharks, I'm taking my children, aka this clump of coal. That's about how much I care about my children in real life, if I had any. And I'm going home. Because I will not stand for such treatment as being bitten by a shark. Even though, did you guys know that cows are actually more dangerous than sharks? In terms of kills per year of people, cows are like 100 times more dangerous than sharks. Sharks are kind of sucky because they only live in the ocean, and I just don't go in the ocean. It's a skill issue. Having dried up some of our new kelp riches, we can make andesite funnels. So what I'm going to try is, I'm going to try to put a chest right up here, and on the bottom of that, I'm going to put the funnel. So everything we put inside of this chest is going to be spewed out on the bottom. I'll just put in some cobblestone. And hopefully that's going to work. No, we have to change directions. So to change directions in Create, we need a wrench, which means we need gold. And I don't think I have that. Okay, but now that I have some gold, we take that gold, we make a couple of plates, put those plates in here with a cogwheel and a stick, and we have a wrench, which may or may not be one of the coolest looking items in Create. And maybe not nowadays when you kids have these fancy new spangled items that have super cool animations, but when this thing came out in 1.16, having an animated wrench like this was absolutely insane. Obviously, these animations have become insanely smooth. I mean, just look at this gear. That is actually orgasm-inducing. But yes, anyway, so if we turn this around, it should start dropping the cobblestone. Very good. Now, the question is, if I put a funnel on here, is it just gonna throw it out on the ground? If I do this. It is, in fact, throwing the cobblestone out, and that is a bit of an issue. There are a lot of ways to sort things, but I think the way we're going to sort this is by using storage drawers. So basically, we're going to have a controller that funnel funnels into, and anything that doesn't fit in one of the drawers that we have set up is just not going to get pulled. That makes a lot of sense. It's going to work great. But for drawers, we are going to need to get quartz. So we need to go to the nether, and I only have 1 diamond. Luckily, though, there is lava very close to us, so I'm going to do a speedrun portal. Alright, are you guys ready to watch me do this in real, slow, painful time? Oh, hello! Aren't you adorable? It's another Rigby. Come with me. There can only be one. I'm sorry, little one. It had to be done. But anyway, speaking of a portal, let's do the portal. Okay, so if I place this there, I can then place a bucket right there. And then I can do this. What am I doing? I can do that. There we go. That's the base of a portal. All right. I could put lava down. This is... Oh my god, how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's good. That's good right there. We need another one up here. So if we take... This is super speedrun. I mean, I'm basically Dream. Is that a dead meme? I don't really watch Minecraft YouTube anymore. Does Dream still exist? Is he like a thing that you can watch? I mean, probably, right? But why? This doesn't... That's not good. Okay, well, that's definitely part of a portal. Let's keep going. This is super awkward. Actually, wait. We can do this. I can do that, and then that. There we go. How do people do this fast? I can't comprehend doing this fast. It's such a painful task. One more lava. I'm not gonna have any lava left at the end of this. That's a bit annoying. Alright. That's a portal right there. I did one. Very nice. I have no way of lighting it. I have no way of lighting it. Okay, here we go. Bonk. Go in. Okay, we're in. Very nice. And we are in a rosebud thing. That's huge. These are from Create, I'm pretty sure, right? Or maybe not these ones, but I know... Okay, it's not this one. There is a biome where you can get the rose quartz just growing, which is great. I mean, these are called rose quartz, but they don't give you the rose quartz that you need for Create, which is unfortunate. Either way, it's looking like a pretty good spawn. There is actually a fortress over here. That looks like a fortress to me. There's also something right there, which would be this direction. Oh, and a skeleton. Hello. What are you? You look very red. Oh, and it gave me a thing. Nice. Yeah, that structure was just a tree. Weird tree. There's a skeleton back there. I'm gonna ignore that and run back. I'm kind of only here for quartz. I'm gonna take a bit of bone as well. It's gonna be useful. I need food. Please don't attack me. I have no way of regenning. Could you not do this? I can't hit him. This is good. This is beautiful. This is why I edit my videos, so you don't have to see everything in real time. This is the amount of pain that I have to endure watching myself play. And the best part is, hello future Woltybird, is that I have to watch myself again when I edit. He's shooting me from the back. Yeah, there we go. There was no point. I was gonna die. Okay, my guy, I'm back. I have HP and you're dead. Thank you very much. But now we can finally craft a storage controller. So if we go ahead and take that, we take a couple of drawers. I think the way that this storage drawer mod works, because we are using the normal storage drawers. Most modern packs are going to use a mod called sophisticated storage. Oh wait, that's for chest. Well, it's called something else, it's another mod and it works differently. But I think that these should auto-connect to the controller as soon as they touch it. So if I place this here... Actually, wait. If I place this here, and we then place a funnel here, are you going to go in? No. Okay, let's try a different idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these blocks. I'm going to put back the funnel, and then we're going to place a belt. We're also going to turn that so it's the right direction. So we're going to place a belt here, moving over to... Well, actually, it only needs to be 2 blocks. Can it be 2 blocks? That is the question. If you could turn the way I want. Thank you. That does, in fact, work. Okay, that's great. So let's place this back. Let's place the drawer controller there. Let's place the funnel there. And now all we need to do is we need to connect this up to rotational power, which shouldn't be too hard. Actually, very fittingly, we have this gearbox already turning everything in the way that I want to. So if we just do a little jiggering here, very jankily and awkwardly, we might be able to connect this up. And in an absolute stroke of luck and genius, all of these cogs together amounted to it spinning in the right direction on the first try. Also, between clips earlier, when I went to get the kelp, I took a break and I came back. This is my cheat note. This is how I do between clips sometimes. I will put down a sign and I will tell myself what I'm gonna do. Because otherwise I actually just won't remember it. Okay, but this is going to pull things and it's gonna go straight into here. But it can't, so it'll stop. Which is good, because that means if it pulls anything that isn't actually cooked... Wait, how's that gonna work? This isn't gonna work at all. What am I thinking? This is actually really, really stupid. No, what we need to do is we actually do need to make the brass funnel. Great. How do I make kiln? Kiln bricks, right? Okay, so it's sand and nether brick. That's pretty easy. I can do that. And we do have the quartz now that we've been to the nether, which means we can actually go ahead and make that electron tube as well. Shouldn't be too difficult. Iron plate, polished quartz. It's just sandpaper. Sandpaper we can make. All right, well, this is actually looking pretty easy. Famous last words. Okay, here we go. We have ourselves an alloy kiln, just like that. So if we get some copper and what do we need? Copper and zinc? Copper and zinc. To make the brass ingots, all we do is we simply take the copper, the zinc, and the coal, put it in the alloy kiln, and wait for 7 bajillion hours. And while that's going, we can go ahead and make some other things that we need. We are going to need a list filter to be able to... What is on my mouse mat? Something is on my mouse mat. It feels like sandpaper, which is ironic because we are going to have to make some sandpaper. But yeah, we need a list filter so that we can actually filter the items that we want to go through. I learned this in the last mod pack. I didn't know about this, someone told me, and it was awesome. Next up is to make the electron tube, which is an iron plate. We've made those before, super easy. And the more difficult part, which is the polished rose quartz, which is rose quartz with a sandpaper. Rose quartz is redstone dust, and quartz. Do I have enough redstone dust? Yes, I do. And sandpaper, fairly easy, is what it sounds like. It's sand, and it's paper. That is suspicious sand. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do that again, and let's change the recipe because we have multiple. Also, interesting that we can make suspicious sand. Does that mean that we can get the drops from suspicious sand? That's pretty cool. Anyways, what you do is you put this in your off hand, you put this in your main hand, you do a little juke, 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 and you're done. But now we can finally go ahead and we can make the brass funnels. And you get 2 of them, which is nice. Let's finally try this one more time. Put you here. Or actually remove you, put you there. You aren't supposed to be cooking. And then we can take this filter, add the things that we want, like iron, which kind of is the only thing right here that we smelt at the moment, but that's fine. If we put this filter in here, I think that's gonna work. So if I put andesite panel there, that doesn't get pulled out. But if I put iron there, it gets pulled out. All right, cool, we solved it. Then all we need to do is we need to add these drawers right here. This should work. If I put this in here, that gets dropped, that gets pulled. It slowly but surely makes its way over the conveyor belt, and then it goes in here. Awesome possum. Then it's putting all the ingots that I need into the filter, which is going to be easy. It's like gold, copper sink. I think that's it, pretty much. We are now hurtling towards the end of the first episode. Also, this is on cooldown now. So I have gone ahead and I've crafted a structure compass. Now, for those that don't know what a structure compass is, it is what it says on the tin. It's a compass that will find your structures. So let's say there's something we want to find, like medieval end castle. Actually, that's in the end. Let's do structure outcast villager desert. Select. We wait a second, and it actually couldn't find anything. Let's give it another try. Let's try and find something a bit more common. Let's scroll down until we find something that's just Minecraft. Just a normal Minecraft village plains. Right-click locate, and it is now pointing towards the nearest Minecraft village plains. Which, if you ask me, is a pretty sick feature to have. So I'm going to use this to try and find some artifacts. Because in the next episode, I want to be able to do some more progress, and to do progress, artifacts help quite a lot, actually. And also, I would like to find a desert, because getting sand would be nice. Though, villages are very rarely a spot where you will get any of these, because they have pretty terrible loot, even in modded Minecraft. But if there was anywhere in a village to get good loot, it would be in this wizard tower. Was it good? Yes, it was. There was a hidden chest right under the staircase where I expected it to be, because I'm a genius. And up at the top, we actually have some more. Okay. Enchanted book that sucks. Enchanted book that sucks. And silk touch. And a spyglass. I'll take both of those. And another good chest with good loot. That's a lot of emeralds. I'm very happy about that. Is there anything above here? No clue, because I didn't bring a pickaxe. There wasn't. So let's try and find something better. Let's start simple with a desert pyramid. Something that I can actually loot. Right click, and it's 8,468 blocks away. That's not good. But luckily there was another structure that is just 1,400 blocks away, which is doable. But to get to it, I need to get a pickaxe, just real quick. It should be just about right down here. I am definitely hoping that we are about to get there, because my pickaxe is in fact very much gone. Oh, and here we are. Hello. That's not what I wanted. Could you... Oh no. Oh, this is actually not good. Usually these guys aren't a problem, but this is bad. Wooden hoe, go. Wooden hoe, you do more damage. Oh, there's 3 of them. Okay, we're gonna do this. Goodbye. You guys stay in there. Cool. Now to navigate this place with no weapons, no wood, no tools, no armor. This is gonna be very, very interesting. It is kind of cozy though, going around here with my little lantern in my hand. Being a little adventure boy down in the caverns. I'm a bit disappointed though. I was hoping for something like Young's Better Dungeons kind of deal here for the fortress. But it is unfortunately just a vanilla one. Hopefully though we can find a library and maybe get some loot anyways. I hope. And yes, we have in fact found a library. Very good. Where is my loot? And you know what? Breach. Increase the effectiveness of attacks against armored targets. That sounds pretty decent. I'm gonna take these books. I want to make a library for myself. Frostbite. That is from Ars Nuevo, which I'm not gonna use much. Maybe I will. It depends on if they add a quest line. I do not want to figure out Ars Nouveau on my own. But if you guys are enjoying this, I mean, you can go watch my All the Mods 10 to the Sky series. I might play with Ars Nouveau in that. Maybe. We'll see. If you guys want me to. I'm going up. Is that a spider spawner? That is a spider spawner. Hello. This is going to be very awkward. I want to get your loot, but I don't really have any tools. So if you could stop being a scary Larry and just back off. There we go. Thank you. That works. Oh, I can't get to the loot now. That's unfortunate. Luckily, spiders kind of suck. So I'm just going to stand on here, be safe. Ooh, look at that. Slime chestplate, 5 armor. That's not very good, but I'll take it. I'll also take a name tag. I'm gonna name Mordecai. Or I guess I'm gonna name Rigby so he won't despawn. He's probably already despawned though. And this chest, we get a ring, which is completely useless, but you know, I'll equip it either way. And I just wasted my lantern. We can make a crafting table. Modern problems require modern solutions. I'm solving my issues. And now we can make an iron sword, and we can make an iron pickaxe. See, this is what's fun about Minecraft, when you actually have to be a bit scrappy to get by. Give me back my lantern. Thank you. Ooh, good books as well. Depth Strider, I'll take that. And unbreaking. I'll take that as well. We have a corridor chest, which has nothing. Awesome. Second library has another ring that I don't need. Awesome possum. Oh, and this I want. So with one of these, we can actually go into Ars Nouveau a tiny bit and make a charm. And that charm can actually be used to get artifacts, which is what I wanted. So that is huge. And lastly, we have right outside of this place, actually, we have this, the portal room. So I'm just gonna make a little waypoint here, and also I'm gonna kill these guys. I can't aim for absolute crap today. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm gonna set down a little waypoint here, and I'm calling it End Portal Boy. There we go. And I'll return here at some point. Not now, though. So let's go back home. And here we are home. We have 200 iron, which is sick. I'm gonna make some armor real quick before we end this episode. I have been living in absolute squalor. I am poor and I am weak, and now I am strong. But yeah, I think that is actually going to be it for today. We have made a lot more progress than I will usually do in a first episode. We've set up our power. We've set up smelting with this little beautiful, absolutely awful and disgusting system. Found the end portal, which is pretty sick. Automatic iron. Pretty decent start if I do say so myself. And as I said, next time around, we're probably going to start going into Ars Nouveau. Depending on what updates that the wizard has made. He might have added some updates that could be fun to play with. Depends on when I do the next episode. I'm probably going to do another ATM to disguise between these ones. But yeah, there is a lot of fun things in Ars Nouveau that you can use, and a lot of automation that you can do. So I'm gonna look into that. There's actually storage in this magic mod as well, which is sick. But again, that is for another day. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe, like the video, do all that good stuff. Oh, nice. And also share it with a friend if you really enjoyed it. And that's gonna be for this time. I will see you guys next time. I've been Woltybird. Man, this is beautiful.